Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, joined by the 5'1" of the world out of Indiana. We
Yes.
have Jill Simonello joining us tonight.
Hello. Not in Chicago. As you can tell, this is not my normal background. And by the way, I guess this is not there. That's not me. That's my sister. Just so you
I
can.
feel like when you go to Indiana, I should have like some cornhusk behind me, and you should have some cornhusks in your hair too, or something. Whatever. We play up the country vibe because there's you pick on me for living in a rural area, lots of cornfields, but I know you leave your little house there with your parents, and you drive 30 minutes either direction, and it's middle of nowhere cornfield.
Yeah, but at least like within a half a mile, there's an IKEA, a Target, and a Walmart and a Sam's Club. I do not have to go 5 hours to get to any of those things like you do.
Are you calling that civilization? I call that the
I'm
death
just
of
saying,
civilization.
and like there's an autonomous car testing company
Oh, yes.
here.
Yes,
Remember?
I know.
I
Yes.
still need to I need to contact them and see if I can get them to come and take me for a ride sometime while I'm here. But was it is it it's not Maven. I forget what it was called, but it's by Toyota. They're in partnership
Yeah.
with Toyota. We
I'll
did
look
a video
into that.
on it. We can link to it later. But that's based here in Fishers, Indiana, where my parents are. So there's a lot more here than where you are, my friend.
I will tell you, I was standing next to Jill when that person told them they were testing in Fishers, Indiana. I've never seen Jill's drop so
I was like,
fast.
yes. I'm like, that's really cool. But of
We
course, everything's a
obviously
fire
we're
drill
polar
whenever
opposites.
I'm here, so I haven't had the chance to check into it yet.
Right, we're polar opposites on this channel, which is good. Helps out round out the audience. So, we got
So
some stuff to talk
first off,
about
wait
tonight.
a minute. Before we go any further, what I want to say to you is Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes.
I can't believe it's already January 4th. I feel like last year flew by, and this year it's already up to a good start flying by, especially right now in the winter. Winter
But
can
you
be
know
fun
what
though.
that means, by the way?
Hmm.
16 days until my birthday.
Tick tock, everybody in this channel. 37 people have to buy Jill a gift in 16 days. Good luck.
Or
Cross
just
some
wish
fingers.
me happy birthday in 16 days. Now you
Okay.
all know you have to remember January 20th is Happy Jill Day.
Oh, yes. Well, there was Tim's Day a couple days ago.
No, that doesn't exist. It's not a thing.
Boy, just shoot me down. Man. All right, we should get on topic ish tonight. There's
Ish.
yeah, we don't really have. I kind of threw some ideas at you guys to give some comments stuff to talk about.
You know what? Before we get into it, there's one more thing. That I want to put out there before we.
There's not one more thing. There's like
One
seven
more
more
thing. There's
things.
10 more things that I want to talk about before we get on topic. So you will notice we are doing the live stream tonight on a Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
As we are heading into 2023, Tim and I are trying to decide what the best day to do a live stream is. So we've done them on Thursday, we've done them on Friday. I'm voting for Monday. We talked about Tuesday, so here we are on a Wednesday, and I would really love for you guys to either comment in the, and I'm going to get this right someday, chat stream. You're going the wrong way too, so I don't feel so bad. But comment in the chat stream.
Yes, it's that one.
That's still the wrong way.
No, my camera's reversed.
I know, but you're pointing the wrong way. There you go. So comment in the chat stream. Do you have a day that works better for you for the live stream? And if you're listening to this on podcast, if you're listening to this after the fact on YouTube, comment and just let us know what day, and not on a weekend because that's not going to happen. But like Monday through Friday, is there a day that works better for you to do the live stream? Like I said, I'm voting for Monday. So if you want me to like you, Monday would also be a really good vote for you. If you don't really care what I think, but whatever day.
So let me give a little background on this information. Is that I have been against Mondays because Monday Night Football. I have.
Wah, wah.
I know, but it's a big deal. I mean, well, Monday night. I mean, my goodness, prayers, thoughts and prayers out to the Bills player. I want to say Damar, but I'm gonna mess it up. I've been watching some, not watching some. That was a horrific experience. And then RIP to Ken Block as well. It was quite the amazing night as far as that stuff goes. I was definitely in a weird funk. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we typically are traveling, so it's kind of a challenge getting it done. I don't enjoy Fridays because I just want to kick back and relax. And Jill knows. Yeah, Damar Hamlin.
Thank you, Elliot.
I feel like I'm saying that still wrong. And I apologize, but what a horrific. I mean, all my friends and I've been talking about it when I've seen them in person. It's just dominated schedule. So yeah, again, comment below, comment later, whatever you want to do. We're trying to figure this out, give you the best information ever. Jerry Lewis died too? No, wait.
I know Barbara Walters died
Yeah.
recently.
Was it Jerry Lewis or Jerry Lee Lewis? Isn't there two? Wasn't Jerry?
There have been like in 2023, there have already been, I guess that was 2022 because that was like the third Friday, so like the 30th of December that Barbara Walters died. She was like 93, but yeah, I guess I was gonna say 'tis the season, but that's not very peppy.
No, Jerry Lee Lewis died October 28th. Jerry Lewis died October or 2017. Holy cow! All right. Anyways, I didn't take a weird point there, but and Michigan lost, which I was really kind of frustrated about. Anyways, moving along.
Yay, Michigan lost.
We have that. We also
Ohio State also lost, so bummer.
Yeah, well, I wanted to pull. We need to talk about this as well during the holidays. Hopefully, everybody had a good holiday. Hopefully, everybody had a good a break from the action. I know I had a bunch of videos queued up. I know Jill had a bunch of stories queued up, and we tried our best to take time off, and we did. I thought we did pretty well taking time off, and then a certain something happened that we weren't really expecting to happen. And Jill wrote, "Hold on, hashtag Jill rant." Went live. So let me give you my side of the story. I get a message from Jill. We use a separate messaging service, Google Chat. If you guys want to care, people always want to know this stuff, and we just use it on the side just because I don't want to blow up our phones and blow up Facebook Messenger. We need something else, so we use Google Chat. So she Google chats me and says, "Hey, I'm gonna write a story up about EV charging stations because you had the Kia and drove to a Kia EV6 GT, I think it was, and you drove to Indiana, and you're like, hey, this sucks, and I want to talk about it." I'm trying to get my stuff done. Like whatever you want to do, I don't care. Get it done. So she writes this letter, and I'm thinking, I read through the letter before it goes live, and I'm like, all right, and it's to me, it's look, folks, there's nothing that on this letter we're not already saying, and not like common sense stuff. And for Jill and I had the same viewpoint. We're like, this is just basic common sense. Like, I don't understand the problem here. And this letter freaking goes off.
Viral. I was just like, I wrote it on Friday, the 23rd, December 23rd, and I was just like, I couldn't sleep. I was so angry. Like, and I kept like coming up with points in my head, and I'm like, and the windshield wiper wand thing, I need that at an EV station. And I was just like, and this, and like, why isn't this here? And why are you putting this in the back of a Walmart parking lot where there's no bathrooms? So yeah, I totally like couldn't sleep thinking about this. And I woke up at like 8 a.m. and I was like, Tim, I'm writing a thing about EV charging, and I'll just post it under opinions. I want you to read it before it goes live. And he's like, okay, it's the day, a couple days before Christmas. It's not going to do anything. And I'm like, don't care. Just have to get this off my chest.
Yeah. And then it happened. It is the most, the website is the biggest days ever. As far as traffic, as far as revenue, to be honest with you. I mean, Jill and I, over Christmas break, are messaging each other every day, showing off what the story had done. And I just see she's like losing her mind after a while. She's like, holy bleep. It's going crazy. And she's messaging me photos, and I'm messaging back. So we tried, y'all, but you guys read the crap out of that article. If you haven't read
the crap out of that article. And I will tell you, I've had several people from, like, I probably have 100 LinkedIn connection requests from this story as well. And people who are telling me, hey, there's stuff coming. I actually have a call on Monday with a fellow from a company called, I want to say it's called Ion. And he's like, we are addressing pretty much everything that you said in your article, and I'd love to talk to you about it. So I'm like, sure, let's chat. So I anticipate having an article soon about things that are in process, that are coming soon to EV stations, because this crap in the back of a Walmart parking lot, expletive sucks.
Well, let's just say that you're not a big fan of Walmart either.
Well, I am a fan of Walmart, but not when I have to go and sit there for an hour when there are no bathrooms. It's not even open, and it's 10 degrees outside. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah,
fan.
so I mean, that blew up over the weekend, blew up over Christmas break, and it was fun to watch. I mean, it was kind of a nice thank you gift for the end of the year. It was, here's this nice bonus you got for the work you did. And it's funny. My wife and I were looking at numbers, and I started sharing with her, and she knows the business by now. And she was like, "Well," she goes, "Jill gets how much of that?" And I said, she gets most of it." And
All of it. I get all of it. No.
she goes, "Well, good for Jill." She goes, "Jill did the job. She did the work. She gets rewarded for it. Fantastic."
I know. I was
So,
like, you can kind of see, I guess over here, this is where the story was.
oh yeah, yeah. It was like
And then it was just going,
the analytics, yeah, the analytics was like, vroom, vroom. So yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, we had that was a huge end of the year. Went crazy.
it has 50,000 views
Yeah,
in the last like 2 weeks.
yeah, it is incredible. So
Sorry, I'm
that
oversharing. I hope that was okay that I just shared our analytics there.
I don't care.
Okay.
But yeah, so read the story if you haven't. It's really to us common sense stuff. I want to play another video, but I don't want to. It's an EV video. I don't want to get to it just yet. I don't want to destroy the channel EV because EVs have been such a hot topic this year, and or last year was a hot topic, and I know this going forward, this next year is going to be a lot of EV stuff as well. And it's just the way the market's going. And I got to tell you what, as Jill and I discussed in our last live stream before the end of the year, we both um, we learned a lot from EVs, but we also learned we are now, I think, more critical than we've had in the past because of our winter experiences, and that's good. We should be. We should be definitely taking care of that. So I want to talk about a couple things 2023 to kind of give you guys a few ideas. So there was a comment earlier on. Some guy said you want to know what the Yukon Denali Ultimate was going to be like. Why not review that? I will tell you, there's probably an order to get the press fleets to get that thing out, but I haven't seen anything like that. I was talking to Chevrolet today about a 2500 because I want to get a 2500 diesel versus the 3-liter inline 6 diesel I have outside and do some comparison testing. And those new heavy duties they said are coming soon, and so it's going to be this fall by the time I get a chance to do that video because I don't think it's going to be out anytime soon with that. So that's what to expect. So when I look at 2023, I think about a couple things. I think about Colorado. The Chevy Colorado first drive is in February. I'll be going to that. We have Canyon. We're going to do, I think, a new Ford F-50 is going to come out this year. The heavy duties come out this year, and I think we're going to see some more EV stuff coming out this year, especially from General Motors. The new work truck version of the Chevrolet Silverado EV is currently rolling out the assembly lines right now. We just saw some photos of it today. So that stuff's going to come out this next year. So there's a
So
lot going on.
can I like share my like I brought up an article by Automotive News where they literally talk about like what's going on in 2023. Here's to hoping I'm bringing up the right thing. I can't. It's
So Joe queued that up. I just was going on top of my head. I mean, there's a lot more going on that I'm even talking about because the industry is, the economy is so weird. Like housing starts are doing well. Companies have massive balance sheets. The American consumer overall has better income. Tacoma is coming out this next year too. I'm sorry, NLK brings it up. Ken brings it up. Tacoma's coming out. Hiring rate is down, but there's not enough people. I mean, it's just like. But I know we're going to go into. I know inflation is going to be crazy. The interest rates are really high right now. It's just going to be interesting what happens. Automakers are telling me they're not having problems with chips anymore. They're having problems with everything else.
With everything else, yeah. Well, it's funny. I had a friend who was she was trying to buy something and she was like, or maybe she was trying to go in for an oil change. That's what it was. And she's like, I just don't understand like why this is such a problem that like they had to schedule me a month out for an oil change. And I said, so here's the thing. It's not the fact that you can't get in for an oil change or whatever. I'm like, one, they probably don't have the oil. Two, you got to think about the fact that all of these people who did nothing for their cars for 3 years are now all of a sudden trying to do things with their cars. I said, so there's supply chain issues as well as the fact that people just can't, they're just catching up.
Oil filters.
So I'm on I'm having technical issues. So I can't bring up the article. So I'm just gonna like look at the article and I'm going to talk to you about it because I was trying to bring it up, but I can't get into Chrome because I'm not logged into Automotive News in Chrome. And so,
All right, hold on. I got it. I got you back here. Let me take a look.
let's see. I can send you the article link, and
Well, yeah,
maybe
post.
you
Yeah. Work together. Teamwork. We're gonna send
makes
it to
the
me.
dream work. You know what? I'm going to post the article in
The
I
comments
I
here.
don't
Yeah.
private chat. So I'm just gonna. This is the article I
Yes,
want
Elliot. The Ram Revolution is at CS show right now. I was gonna go, but then I started looking at the stuff, and I just can't make it work. It does.
Yeah. So, and they're revealing it tomorrow at 5:30. So we will have a video and a
It won't let me.
sure.
It keeps throwing the link. I will. I will.
You know what? I'll Google chat it to you. Yeah, welcome to our technical difficulties evening.
Well, it's Nebraska and Indiana trying to work together here. This is kind of
I know I'm not on my home computer, so things are a little bit wonky.
yeah.
But yeah, so they're calling it the Ram Revolution BEV, battery electric vehicle concept. So it's not the full production version, but that is going to be tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. There'll be more information there. So this is the article I was talking about with Automotive News. They kind of go through every brand and just talk about what is coming. So I mean, obviously, car and truck stuff there.
Yeah,
So
I'm just
Alfa
gonna.
Romeo, the
So
Denali.
hold on, Joe. So those people know we'll have a video tomorrow and a story tomorrow on the Ram Revolution as well. So we're covering that
Yes,
too. Just
5:30
just
tomorrow.
just remotely, and you'll find out
Yes.
more why
By
tomorrow.
the way, I did already say that we would have a video and a story tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay, Jill. All
Just
right.
so you know,
So
5:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow.
what time tomorrow? I didn't quite hear you.
5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
All right. So we got Acura is doing another sedan. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
so Alfa Romeo, the Denali. We did a video on that at the New York Auto Show. So you can be sure to check that out on our channel. I interviewed, I feel like it was like the president or the
President,
CEO of
yeah.
Alfa Romeo.
Who you actually interesting story. I used to work at Nissan. Was telling me about the details of the Nissan Titan and why the first generation has so many problems selling. Kind of interesting
Random
fact there.
aside.
Random aside.
The
Audi
Q8
e-tron.
e-tron is
Have you
coming.
been in the e-tron yet?
I've been in the Q4 e-tron, and I have to tell you,
Yeah, I remember reading a story once. Who's the big guy that run? It's not. It's a race company. He owns a bunch of dealerships in California, and he basically came out and said, "Look, Audi shoved us down our throats. We can't sell it, and they still want us to take us more inventory on it." It was he's got a shipping company. I don't remember his name. It's a trucking company. Can't remember his name. Anyways, Bentley has
a new Bentayga.
yeah. I always think it's funny. Extended wheelbase version of the brand's top selling Bentayga. So they sold 5 and made that the best selling version. It's just like, all right. Hey, look, Buick is in the news. They came back from China. Oh wow.
Did
Uh
they?
yeah, I don't know. I see one occasionally actually in town. Invista compact crossover will come to the US from China. Look at that.
I know. I'm like, did they? I'm
Yeah, I
like,
kind of threw myself something there, didn't I? Yeah. So there's Encore, heavy camouflage EVs, BMW XM plug-in hybrid. I feel like I heard about this. Wasn't there like a press trip to BMW or something? Was it BMW? They did
Frankfurt. I don't know.
yeah, I think they did something like that. I thought my friends and my colleagues were talking about this, and some working on details on that. There's a new M hybrid. Sorry, I'm trying to say 2 words better in 2023. I'm trying to say hybrid and frustrated with an R. Frustrated.
Can we talk about Honda and Hyundai too?
I'm trying. I'm trying. Cadillac got this. Celeste. It is you as
Celestique?
Celestique as you are a knack toy juror. I'm anticipating your chance to get behind the wheel of that eventually.
Maybe for 20 minutes. That's all I had behind the wheel of the Lyric this year.
Yeah, I mean it's a starting price in a low 300,000s. I mean that's reasonable, right?
100% completely reasonable.
Chevrolet. So we have the all-electric Silverado pickup, which I have a little video to show you on that one. We're also going to talk about the Equinox and Blazer EV, which I'm really kind of curious about these two because the Equinox was supposed to be below a sub $30,000 EV,
Which
which
means
not being,
29,999.
if we've heard this before, Ford Lightning, it starts at a lower price and all of a sudden becomes $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 more than what should have been.
I'm going to be very curious to see where the Silverado EV actually starts, because they've played it's going to start at 39,999,999, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that they will have to start it there, but I think you're right. I think it'll.
I mean, and people know on this channel, I have a deposit down on the Silverado EV. I have one down. I don't relish the idea of having 4 Silverado or 4 Chevy products in my driveway, but I have one down, and I'm just because I'm really curious about it, and I hope that it's going to do a lot better than Lightning does as far as winter range. Because I'm sorry, Ford can tell me whatever they want to tell me, but that Lightning, the videos I'm seeing, and then did you see Hoovie's garage? So the guy Hooniverse, what's the guy's name? I can't remember the guy's name. He was so upset about his winter range lost in Lightning, he sold the truck, and the guy who bought the truck had the battery fail within a day.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm sorry, but and we're gonna talk more about that in this video. I'm gonna play a little bit because I really have a lot of concerns. We have a track compact.
So it's funny because I posted on Instagram and my Facebook page, I posted the pictures of, because what I've been trying to do is a roundup on Instagram and Facebook of the vehicles that I've been driving, and I had the F-150 Lightning, and when I posted my roundup, I specifically said this is a really interesting EV, but it really sucks as a truck and it's not ready for prime time. And you would have thought that I said God is dead, because people were like, and I was like, but it's not ready for prime time. Like, I think it is an amazing vehicle. I loved it at 72 degrees, but the fact that you lose 50% of the range in the winter is not ready for prime time.
Yeah. Yeah. Penske. Yep. I'm sorry, Alexander. I a little behind in the comments with Penske. I want to talk real fast about 2 things. First of all, we have the track subcompact crossover getting redesigned. Thank God. It's terrible. The Colorado midsize pickup. I'm sorry. I thought the Trax is fine. I looked at one. I don't think it's that good. The Colorado midsize pickup, that'll be coming out. So the first drive is in February. A fun fact: my brother's buying a Canyon. Actually, I can't wait to get that. Check that out. And then the Silverado HD. But I have to stop. Full stop, Jill. Full stop. Hold on.
Okay, we haven't gotten beyond the C's, and you're doing a full stop interrupt.
Yeah, and here's why. I got to share this because I told my son I would. My son has a YouTube channel.
You can't do it after.
I'm sorry. I'm putting a link in it. He's on. I saw him in the live stream. He said hi. That's my son's YouTube channel. He demanded I give him a shout out. There you go.
All right.
He has an interesting video on a Corvette C7 because trucks are dumb, Dad. Corvettes are where it's at, Dad. Yeah.
So one of my least viewed videos, by the way, is on the Corvette. I hate to break it to your son, and I don't know why, but
I'm just saying. I told him I give him a shout out. I gave him a shout out. He's got 20 views in his Corvette video, and he's freaking loving it, and it's kind of fun.
Okay, so everybody who's on this, there are 88 people watching right now, and there's usually 1,000 or so who watch after this. You need to do a solid to Tim's son, and you need to go to his channel, which is now linked in the chat, and you need to go watch that video, give it a like, and tell him hi.
Yep. Yeah. And
Bill
again,
said so. I will come find you if you don't.
He did make something really funny. He said, if I don't get 100,000 views in the first year, I'm going to sit in a room in the dark for an hour.
Tell him he should meditate while doing that.
I asked him, I said, so what room are you going to do? And he goes, probably the basement. And I'm like, the basement's already dark. Whatever. All right, back to the thing. I'm sorry I had to get that.
Okay, that was actually worth the digression. I will appreciate that for you.
Thank you, Joe. So we have the Hornet RT plug-in hybrid from Dodge.
Wait. What did you just say?
The Hornet RT plug-in hybrid.
Okay.
Hybrid.
Because it sounded like you said a really bad word in the middle there.
Oh, sorry. No. I was thinking you're talking about how you say hybrid. Hybrid.
I thought you said the F word in there, and I was like, wait a minute, what did you just say?
Oh, no, my son's watching, crying out loud.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. I don't know what kind of language you use with your children. I mean,
Didn't we discuss the Hornet? Didn't the Hornet already?
So we saw the Hornet in Detroit, definitely. It's not out yet. There haven't been any drives of it, but it is the same vehicle as the Tenali, which ironically there have been media drives of. But it's essentially the same vehicle as the Tenali. It's just got some different stuff, obviously.
Yeah. So I don't know. I gotta say, I'm sad for Dodge. This is the last call. They made it. There's another special edition Challenger, Charger, whatever the deal is. Last call for the Dodge V8s, and I don't know. I have so many concerns about that. I just don't know what kind of market is there for a performance electric sedan. And you know what? I don't cover sedans, and I could be completely wrong. But the couple times I drove the Hellcat Charger, I freaking loved it, and I don't understand it. Fisker is back from bankruptcy times 7, 8, whatever.
So it's a different company because you have Fisker and then you have Karma, two different companies. And so Fisker, they'll have the all electric Ocean coming up, and I know that there have already been some media drives of that. So it's actually a real vehicle, unlike some other electric pickup trucks that have been announced in 2019 but still haven't actually been seen.
Okay, thanks, Joe.
Welcome.
Ford has some stuff going on as well. I saw the news today. They're gonna do another version of the Ford F-150 Lightning. We know they've been talking about this because they built that Ford Blue Oval Center down in Tennessee, Kentucky. I think it borders on both states, and they're gonna do it. They thought about doing a new Ranger version, but it looks like they're talking about doing a new F-150 Lightning version as well, which I find frustrating for those fans who are trying to buy one. They can't buy one. There's more news. Guys, I feel your pain. Like there's guys in the comments all the time going, why would you show a new vehicle when I can't even get the one you're offering now?
Right.
I got no answer for you besides the fact that the product development timeline does not mirror what the production timeline mirrors. It's like two different companies, but I agree. That's a big problem. We had the Mustang, which Jill will probably go drive. I thought the Mustang looked pretty cool.
The Dark Horse, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, Jill and I were in person in that in Detroit. There's also redesigned Super Duty. Ooh, 2 new engines, more technology, more power. The question of Super Duty is going to be, will it have power on board? That's going to be the biggest question with that, because I think
Didn't you see that already?
No, they talk about that with the Raptor. They've done some Raptor stuff with that. They haven't done the Super Duty stuff with that. That's been the big question. If they can do power on board, 7.2 kilowatt power on board, you could legitimately take a sizable camper and you could live off grid. You really could. It could be that simple. Buy a new Ford, take your camper, hook it up. You could go somewhere and have remote power at any place you want to be at. So when the Power Boost came out, people kept asking me about Super Duty, when that's going to get power on board, because that makes more sense. And I agree. I think even for ranchers, I know a lot of ranchers and farmers who drive Super Duties, if they had power there without carrying a generator, because they carry a lot. Most guys around here have they take the bed off, they put a flat bed on it, they mount their generator to it, they screw it in. They do that all the time. And to have that capability built in without having to worry about a generator, will it start, will it not start, all the kind of BS goes with that. It's interesting. Next generation Ranger as well. And there also is a Ranger Raptor. And you went to the Escape crossover they're talking about, but we already saw that. Lost Jill. She already saw the Escape crossover. We already did that one. GMC, let's talk about what they're going to do while Jill, hello from Indiana. She'll come back. There she is.
Sorry about that. I was trying. So I'm on a laptop and I went swipe like this and it like went backwards. And I was like, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to actually give a reply to Todd saying that we saw the refreshed Ford Escape and there's a video on our channel. So I'm just going to say those words rather than trying to type it, because clearly without a mouse, without my magic mouse that Tim doesn't like, I am clearly inept.
So thank you for answering comments. With my screen set up, I can't see the comments. So please answer the comments, and please stop me if you have a comment need to be addressed. We talked. So the GMC Hummer EV SUV is on sale first quarter of next year.
Okay,
I
it's
saw
already
one.
been on sale, but like I don't know why they're saying it's going to be on sale in first year. It was on sale in 2023, 2022.
Yeah, it seems
First
weird.
edition.
I did see one and somebody took a photo of one in person. There's one driving around as a test mule in Michigan, and they're just like, "Wow, it's massive." I'm like, "Yes, the Hummer's huge."
But it's
And
shorter. I was looking at I think it was another article on Automotive News where they were comparing the electric pickup trucks. It's about 12 inches shorter than the Ford F-150 Lightning, and I'm like, that might actually fit in my garage.
yeah,
I might need a test of the Hummer EV just for that purpose, just to see if it'll fit in my garage.
the Hummer is shorter than the traditional truck. The bed on the Hummer was like it's 3.5 feet, 4 feet, something like that. I couldn't fit my kid's bike in the back because they put a spare tire back there too. I mean, it was interesting. Let's just leave it at that. Canyon midsize pickup goes on sale. We should get the first drive after Colorado. Seems like Chevy goes first, then GMC goes second. So we'll probably see that in March. First drive in March. AT4X off-road performance trim limited AT4X edition 1 will be added. Lots of stuff going on there. Silverado HD will go on sale first quarter, and new Denali Ultimate AT4X versions. I did see some spy photos today. I sent them to Jill of a Silverado HD02. I don't know. I didn't find it very interesting
It was
enough.
a GMC something.
With the GMC, I didn't find it interesting enough to buy the photos. But they are out there in development. We know it's coming. Honda, which is interesting. So when we bought the Trailblazer, you guys know we bought for the channel, we were looking at Honda CRV as well. Because here's the deal: we buy brands that have dealerships in our area. Because I don't want to drive do warranty work outside of town. That's why I know Hyundai, and Kia. That's why Mazda was a really big stretch for us. But the Mazda dealer in town, he dropped the nameplate. So we did some research on warranty work before we bought that Mazda. Anyways, the Honda CRV was like $8,000 more than a Trailblazer, and with it becoming my son's vehicle, it was like it and I'm sorry, we have owned a Honda CRV in the past. My sister-in-law owns a Honda CRV. They're nice, reliable vehicles, but gosh darn it, are they boring sometimes? And so we just couldn't quite pull it off. We just it is expensive. We couldn't quite pull up the number. It just didn't make sense, especially for my kid, right? My wife was like, she wanted a CRV. But we thought about my kid who loves the Corvette. The CRV hybrid Corvette didn't really quite work out.
Not so much.
No.
Not even a little bit, actually.
No. So Civic Hybrid and an Acura, Accord, and so they don't have much going on there. Hyundai, Ioniq 6 sedans. They're building off the Ioniq 5, and they're building more EVs as well, as most everybody is doing.
And so Kona is getting a revive.
Yeah, the Kona. Yeah. I will tell you, I looked hard at the Kona because the Kona's got a unique shape to it, unique design. It's kind of different. It's different in a good way for my kid, my son, and my wife. My wife loves a little bit more goofy things too, but I thought it was hit the mark. But again, no Hyundai dealership in my area. But the Kona is a pretty decent value, and I was like, wow, man.
Yeah,
that was close. Genesis, so the electrified GV70 crossover. I will tell you this. What was across the SUV you and I drove? Was it 60 or 80?
60, the GV60.
60. I will tell you, my wife would love that vehicle. She loves technology. She loves the little things like that. Just loves that stuff.
Cool.
And I was looking hard to buy her that one, but I will tell you, the used pricing on that stuff is still absurd. And I'm like, and with me with an EV these days, like, why would I buy used? I want to get the tax credit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just dumb to buy used.
But like with the tax credit issues right now, I mean, that's a whole nother topic for another day. Because like, could you get the tax credit? I don't
know. I know. So so those were questions in our head. I was looking at that. She really wanted to do the Mustang Mach-E, but I couldn't even find one. Again, electric for her makes sense because her driving habits and what she wants to do, and plus she loves technology. Kia's EV lineup, EV9. You know what the EV9 is?
Big SUV.
Okay.
Electric SUV.
Sorry, there's a lot of brands, folks. That's why I built on our team.
EV6.
Team.
EV6, small SUV. That's what I had when I had my rant on the electric charging infrastructure. So you got to think like 6 two-row compact,
Right, right.
7, 8, 9. So I anticipate, and I honestly don't know too much about the EV9, but I think it's got to be a three-row Telluride-ish.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
I'll get a Telluride in a couple weeks to review as well. I can't wait. Telluride was a massive home run for those guys too. Or
Yep.
no, do I get the Telluride or the Palisade? I can't remember. Lamborghini, the Urus, will go to re-engineering to accommodate a plug-in hybrid. I did a video on this. I was talking about this in a live stream, a video, whatever. And a gentleman sat next to me in the plane flying to Fort Wayne. No, I was flying to Chicago. I was trying to get to Fort Wayne, anyways. His neighbor has a Lamborghini Urus, and he was talking about it. He's like, "It's so cool and it's so dumb." Like it was just like the combination of things. And I was like, I actually have seen one. I think have I even seen one? I feel like I may have seen one in passing in New York, LA, or someplace. But yeah, I Lamborghini can't really spell Nebraska, so we don't really on talking terms. So yeah, some of the things. What is this? Lincoln. Oh wait, we have a photo of something, but Lincoln Crosshair.
The Corsair and the
Corsair.
Aviator are due for a refresh. So the compact and midsize, both good SUVs.
I'll sit there for a
So
minute.
that's the RZ, the picture.
Yeah, the RZ. So the RZ, is that the one you're going to drive, Jill? Are you going?
Yes, and I can't remember when that is, but yes, I will be driving that.
Yeah, so Jill's on her way. She's got a couple of events. I have a couple of events as well. We're kind of splitting the pod as it goes. There's a true 3-row full-size SUV, the TX, which we've talked about a few times on this channel. So
yeah, I think the TX is going to be the big thing from Lexus this year, that people have been looking for, in terms of just a 3-row drivable SUV. It's going to be built on the same platform as the Toyota Grand Highlander, which is also coming out.
yeah,
As we scroll down, we'll see that. But I think the TX is going to be the big new thing, because that's going to replace the RXL.
which didn't really work. I mean, they
No.
just basically tried to expand the RX to include a third row. It didn't work. So they're not doing a full 3-row, which people talk all this time about, the automotive market and vehicles getting so big, whatever. But having a 3-row, even if you don't have people for all those 3 rows, is nice for the additional cargo room.
Yep.
Or roller bags. Mazda CX-9,
9D.
So 3-row crossover.
Yep. So that and they are saying, okay, so they are saying it will replace the CX-9, because initially Mazda was saying the CX-90 wouldn't necessarily replace the CX-9, because we have the CX-50 and the CX-5, which are coexisting. But Automotive News is saying the CX-90 is going to replace the CX-9, and I will see this vehicle. I don't know that I'll have the chance to drive it, but I will see it revealed at the end of January. So we'll have a video on that coming soon.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, I like Mazda a lot. They're just such a niche brand, but they do some cool stuff. But this whole movement to more crossovers with them, I don't know. We love the CX-5 we had, but I couldn't talk to wife in the CX-50 because they're not 650, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those. It just didn't work. So I'll be curious how Mazda moves forward. Mercedes-Benz has more information. They have an EQB, which, by the way, I have an EQB outside, and Mercedes-Benz sent their charger for that, which is a full electric SUV. It's a 110 hookup with no adapter for 220.
So you still don't have a plug? You don't have a regular plug in your garage?
I have a regular. It's plugged in right now.
I know. I was like,
it'll be done in 20. No, what I plugged it in. I did a video on this. So I plugged it in noon on Wednesday. It's done at 4 p.m. on Friday.
But how much are you driving? Well, I forget. Yeah, like I drive 5 miles in a day. You drive like 500. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm plugging it in right now. I'm going to charge it overnight. If it doesn't have any problems overnight with the cold, which we found out with the Hummer, there was a problem with that. So I've been on Amazon fleshing out 220 charging hookup because I'm just sick of this stuff. Because I want to charge and go. I don't want to sit there and plug in 110. And the fact that automakers actually send 110 plugs is absurd. I know why they do it. So. I understand why they do it. I get it.
I don't think it's absurd because, by the way, I had the EQE a few weeks ago, and I didn't need to take it to fast charge once. It was perfect for my garage, and I just plugged it in and was up to 100% every day.
Okay, moving on. So there's an Sprinter moving out, coming out next year as well. Polestar. I was in Vegas, standing next to Andre at TFL, and somebody pulled in. And I was looking at the car, and I was looking at it. I couldn't figure out what the hell it was. And I started looking. So I walked around the front, walked around the back. I said, "That's a Polestar." And Andre looks over. He goes, "Oh, it is." And I had never seen one in person. This person actually bought a Polestar. I wasn't even, as of like maybe a year ago, I wasn't aware a Polestar was actually a brand. I just don't. I know I'm a truck guy. I don't pay attention to stuff too much as I
Okay,
should.
so by the
I
way,
get it.
need
I
to
get it.
remind you that when we were
Criticize
in New
me.
York, we had an hour-long conversation with the guy from Polestar and tried to talk him into giving us a vehicle
That's what I'm
to.
referring to. As of a year ago, I didn't even know Polestar was a brand until we talked to that
Okay,
guy, and then I
okay.
see one in Vegas. So that's what I'm telling you. I'm learning. I'm getting better at this stuff, but I'd never even seen a Polestar, and went polls in Vegas, and I'm like, holy cow! So we were talking to the PR person with Polestar, and you want to do something unique, and I said, let's go fly fishing in Montana because I'm a big fan of that stuff, and hook it up, we'll go camping, whatever the deals. And he was like, kind of New Yorky, wishy washy a little
Well,
bit,
he was
but
like, I don't know that we could get it to Montana, like
right.
because there aren't enough charging stations.
It reminds me. So we're at side. Sorry, we were at a bar last night in Torrington, and in Torrington, Wyoming, and they had a poster. They had the movie poster. River runs through it on the wall. I took a picture of it because I want that in my office. It's the fly fishing rod. The line is way up in the air. It's with Brad Pitt when he does that fishing line. It's fantastic. Okay, I'm moving on, Jill. I'm moving on. There's a crossover coming eventually. Yeah, whatever. So we have Ram is going to do some EV stuff finally. Uh, I'm going to say finally because they have. I have so many thoughts on Ram and EVs, but I'm going to let that go.
So the
They have a
truck isn't even going to be a 2023. That's going to be 2024, like no question. So
I just don't.
ProMaster is what we're looking at in 2023.
Right. I guess I should say this more to quickly get out of the way. I've talked to a lot of Ram people over the years, and I just don't believe they give a crap about EVs. Moving on. Rolls Royce will have its brand's first EV. Again, I'm sorry. If you don't like EVs, I get it. But you're going to unsubscribe from every channel on the planet because everything coming out is an EV, 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 EV. Subaru Impreza I'm sorry, moving on to Subaru. The Impreza Crosstrek. Yeah, there it is. Forester and Crosstrek. People want to know why I didn't buy a Forester over the Chevy Trailblazer I bought for my wife. Simple answer is I'm not in Boulder. There's no Subaru dealers near me. I mean, you got to go to Colorado, New Jersey, or Oregon to find Subarus. And there's nothing near me. I love Subarus. I think Subarus are great. I just don't have any access to them. Oh, Tesla.
Maybe 2023 is the year.
For the Cybertruck?
Maybe.
Or as I call it, the Cyberturd?
I have a friend who says this is the year, and he thinks he's in the know, so this is going to be the year.
Okay. Toyota. My issue with Cybertruck was the whole rollout was just rude.
Yeah.
Elon was just rude in his rollout vehicle, flat out rude. Toyota has a big year. There's a lot of stuff going on. Grand Highlander is coming out.
So we'll see that in February. They're going to reveal that ahead of the Chicago Auto Show,
which we will both be at.
Yep.
Which she's going to run circles around me again. We have Tacoma will be there, and Tacoma, yeah, that's going to be a big deal. There should be a hybrid powertrain for that. I'm be really curious what it's going to be. Hybrid for better fuel economy or just better off-road performance, because when the Tundra launched with the hybrid for better towing, it didn't sit well with me, and a lot of my viewers had the same comments. So I'll be curious what they do there. There's a Prius thingy. Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, I have a video on my channel, which is Jill Simonello, Car du Jour, on the new Prius. If you are curious or interested in the car stuff, so you can head over there and check that out. I do have a video on that vehicle, that Prius thingy.
Blah. All right, VinFast, the Singapore-based bull. That's bull. They're Vietnam. It's a Vietnam company. I'm sorry, it's getting fired up here. VF9 is.
Why are we fired up over the fact that it's a Vietnamese company?
I'm like,
I don't understand. Toyota's Japanese. I mean, like, what? Why are we fired up? I don't understand this.
I'm still fired up on this. and this may it's probably my dad's influence, but so many of his generation fought and died in Vietnam, and having imports of an EV brand in Vietnam when there's still a lot of hard feelings about that conflict is going to be an issue. And the fact that VinFast has tried to buy market space a little bit, but also that weird battery situation they came back on, went back forth on, and I have a lot of concerns with VinFast. I just don't know. That's going
Okay,
to be a
so did we
vehicle.
forget World War II and the fact that we still drive a lot of German vehicles? I'm like that.
It's still an issue. No, it's still an issue, Jill. It's still an issue. Japanese brands, you see it in this channel all the times in comments. Same thing with German brands. I mean, there's a still an issue with
We
that.
fought
And
wars with a lot of people, and if we like boycotted everybody we fought a war against, like
well, I fight wars with you all the time. All right, moving on. So VinFast,
and
that'll
you
be
don't
Jill
boycott
saying
me. I'm still here so far.
both Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport crossovers will be fresh with new improved upscale interior and the company's latest driving safety technology. Whatever. Atlas has was cool for a hot minute. They became a dud. The Atlas Cross Sport became a dud. I think it was dead on arrival. But I want to play this video. It's 46 minutes, Jill. I'm sorry. I'm going to cut you off for a minute. So this video
46
came.
minutes. Oh, yeah, I thought you were saying the video that you were going to
No,
play is 46 minutes. I was like,
no.
nope, I will cut that off immediately. Nope, nope,
It's a minute
no.
long, and
Okay,
it's
so wait, we need to segue. We need to transition. We
right.
ended with the V's. So that is what we know is coming so far for 2023. There could be some other things that surprise us, but we're already in 2023. So I don't think so. But that's where we are for what's new in 2023. I'm also gonna go back to the other like rough transition you had. Make sure again you go to Tim's son's channel and watch his Corvette video, please. And now, Tim, this thing that you've been itching to talk about, that you keep talking about, and you're sorry you're going to cut me off because you have to go here, is this.
Okay. Thanks, Jill.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm a little rough around the edges tonight, but this fired me
This
up
night,
today.
you're rough around the edges tonight.
Anyways, this fired me up tonight, and it fired me up for a couple reasons. First of all, we have learned over the past, not learned, but the narrative right now with EVs is forget about towing. That's the current narrative that's on the internet and people's minds. Is that true? Nah, not really. Do EVs tow? Yeah. Do they tow far? No. So, I mean, it's a double edged thing here. So, I thought it was really fascinating now to see this video from Chevrolet that talks only about towing and EV work truck towing test. And I thought this just, again, in today's landscape where the negative viewpoint towards EV towing, which I agree, if you want to, like, from my standpoint, uh, I want to go to Kalispell. Kalispell is like 12 hours away, 14 hours away, whatever. If I take a camper to Kalispell with an EV, Montana, I can't get there. I can't get there. It ain't gonna happen, right? I have to take a diesel, I have to take gas, whatever. But as I was discussing with the Ford F-150 communications manager, he actually went and bought a Lightning, and he's been driving his boat up to Michigan, northern Michigan, about 3 or 4 hours away. It actually works for him. It's a boat
In the summer.
in the summer. But the thing is, aerodynamics wise, this is what creates big questions. If you're towing a boat with a different aerodynamic profile than you would say a camper, you probably get further, right? I mean, it's just aerodynamics, right? And so this is, I thought was fascinating that they put this video out with a work truck version of the Silverado towing a camper. Now, full disclosure, I had a busy damn day. I haven't seen this video. Have you seen the video, Jill?
No.
I haven't seen the video. So this is raw for both of us to see this video. And I know it has Nicole, who's the chief engineer. We've interviewed on his channel, I don't know, 3-4 times now. Nicole is a nice person. So here we go. We're going to play this video for you guys. We're going to give you our honest feedback as we play. It's a minute long. It's a full minute 3 seconds.
Volume. If we care.
customers to be able to tow, haul, and do everything that they can do in a traditional pickup truck. And I think we've really set the bar and really made an incredible product. I was very excited to see just how the truck was going down the road at low and high speeds. And then the other thing was the driving dynamics. I mean, such a smooth, controlled, responsive truck, and it's just incredible. I have to tell you guys, this thing is awesome.
Okay, so the person talking was Nicole, who is the chief engineer for this product and for this EV rollout. Nicole drives, I think she said she drives a ZR2 currently. So she does get the idea of driving trucks. She does get this. So I do think that her viewpoint on this can't be just tossed away. I mean, she does definitely has some experience in this stuff. She's what we're talking about. So Jill,
I'm raising my hand.
Yep.
So here's the thing, that video did nothing to address the primary problem with trucks and towing and EVs. Because, by the way, I was able to tow 9,000 pounds with the Ford F-150 Lightning, and it was amazing. It was awesome. It did great. I could repeat exactly what she said about the Silverado EV and apply it to the Ford F-150 Lightning. It is. You have a lower center of gravity. It's very stable. You don't feel any wobble. I mean, it was amazing. But range is the problem, and that is the one thing that, like, it doesn't matter if it drives great. Okay, yay, it drives great for 50 miles. And then you have a problem. So, like, I couldn't drive any EV right now towing anything from Chicago to Indianapolis. So on the article that I wrote about the charging infrastructure, there was one comment. There's 49 comments on there, by the way, the last time I looked. Probably the most commented story we've ever had, in addition to the most viewed story we've ever had. But I like, one of the comments was, well, you're the problem because you didn't stop and incrementally charge along the way. And I'm like, dude. And he was like, you don't write very well, and I could only read, a third of your article because you didn't charge incrementally and you're stupid. And I was just like, dude, you should have read the whole article, because the point is I couldn't charge incrementally because it was 160 miles between the charging stations. That's the effing problem. That was the whole problem. That was kind of the whole point of the article. And so if you can only tow 100 miles in a electric pickup truck, there's no way in hell I could tow between Chicago and Indianapolis. So if I wanted to bring a boat down to Indianapolis to go on Geist Reservoir here in, the Fishers area, that would be a nope. That would be a nope.
Well, and also to your point, though, that the charging station is not set up for trucks with trailers.
Nope. I mean, a lot of them aren't. The one that I was at was the one in Lafayette, Indiana, is a pull through in the back of a Walmart parking lot. But a lot of them aren't. The one in Chicago is you have to pull in, back in, do like acrobatics. I think at one time I was there and a Mach-E had pulled in like this to the station, right, instead of like this, the way it was supposed to.
Like T-boned it.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're definitely not set up for towing. So, I mean, that Chevrolet video was great at all. Woo, it tows well. Of course it does. But let's talk about the charging infrastructure, and let's talk about being able to actually go any place while towing.
Yeah, and I will say this. I want automakers to decide whether the charging is in the front or the rear of the vehicle. So I put my charger outside my house, my 220s outside my house, and they pulled the EQB in today, and it has a rear hookup for the charging. And that's fine, but I'm so glad I put my charger outside, because I can do front, side, rear. I can do underneath the hood. I can do around the back. I can do through the window. I mean, I got every option available, but I can't imagine like trying to put like if I put a plug in my house and it was on the wrong side of my car, how pissed off would I be? Like can we just decide what side's going to go on? Like it's the whole. It's like the whole.
Gas tanks aren't on the same side either.
Well, but you know that because if you buy a German vehicle, it's on the other side. If you buy most Japanese vehicles, it's on this other side, because the way the pumps are built in Japan and Germany. I appreciate that, but at least let's get some sort of like consistency on where it's got a charger going to be at, and that would be, well, awesome. And yes, there is an ongoing discussion on this channel, and I find this discussion interesting. Sir Skippy Pants brings it up, which is a fantastic name for his channel, for his YouTube thing. He talked. They want the customer to decide, stop forcing this crap on me, and that's been a consistent uh, repertoire or consistent, not repertoire, but consistent.
I'm guessing you were talking about this comment.
Yeah. So he says, I'm fine.
Let's just bring it up.
He says, I'm fine with EVs, just wish they would let the transition happen naturally. Let me, the customer, pick which suits my needs the best. Stop trying to force this crap on me. And I've seen that consistently in the comments. I will tell you this. Last year, I found it very fascinating. My EV advocate friends were telling me, who's forcing you? Nobody's forcing you. But when I talk to my regular guys at the golf course, my neighbors, they feel very forced. And I just feel like that's a real issue that's not being addressed. I don't know that you are being forced. I in reality, but I definitely can see your viewpoint. I can definitely see where if you read the news articles, if you read the headlines, it feels very forced. If you know, and like California is a great example. California is doing something very stupid. They are very much forcing people to buy EVs. But if you read the fine print, they're also saying that you it's not for commercial, it's not for 3/4 ton, 110. I mean, they're being very, I don't know, secretive in how they're putting this out. And the headlines are always like EV only, EV only, EV only. But California is saying with exception, with exception, with exception, right? But that's all you say is that it's going to be all EV. And then, yes, I'm going to bring up Sir Skippy Pants again.
Well, and I do want to say, before you bring up Sir Skippy Pants, you wrote an article on just this topic about you're not being forced to buy an EV. So, and I posted it in the comments both on Facebook and on YouTube if you would like to reference that. But now,
he says when automakers saying they're going to transition to all electric by such a date, that's forced. I agree. I think automakers and politicians are making two big mistakes. They are trying to force the marketplace to do something, and that's wrong. But if you look at what the automakers are saying, like Chevrolet's statement is that the goal is to be EV by 2035. They aspire to be EV by 2035. That's a lot different than saying they're not going to sell EVs. The only way that GM can sell EVs is by selling gas trucks. I mean, that's the only way they can afford to sell EVs, because gas trucks, and especially like that freaking like $87,000 Suburban I had, that $87,000 Suburban pays for EV development. And so I agree. It's a very complex situation, and I can see both viewpoints, and I'm not going to argue one way or the other, because I think I said one thing. I said all viewpoints are accurate. If you believe EVs are being forced on you, you're right. If you believe they're not, you're right. I mean, there's no winning in this situation. It's very much feeling very driven right now. But look at what we did tonight in the live stream. We covered what's new coming out, and what out of that new, what's your guess? Up about 80%, 70% was EVs.
Yeah.
50, 70%. I mean, from our viewpoint, it's very frustrating for me as a journalist, and for me, the YouTuber as well as a business owner, is that when I do an EV video, people are like, I'm not going to subscribe. I'm not going to subscribe to your channel anymore. I'm done with your channel. Guys, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is all I have to cover. Like, I can't just go and not cover it. I have to cover, because there are people that want to buy this stuff. My wife is a great example. Jill is a great example. Jill would do an EV really well in Chicago. I
would do a plug-in hybrid really well in Chicago. That's what I want.
Right, but I mean, but the Hyundai or Kia, the small EV6 are Ioniq with a plug-in.
Even so, like, I drive back and forth to Indianapolis like every other week. Like, it just is not feasible. Like, that's a pain in the tushy for me to have to stop in the back of a stupid, I'm going to keep bringing this up, in back of a stupid Walmart parking lot where there is no Starbucks, Panera, or Cracker Barrel nearby, and sit there for 20 minutes charging, 20 minutes to an hour to charge, depending on which way I'm going. No, not feasible for me. I want a plug-in hybrid, because then I would around town, like, never touch the gas engine. But then when I drive to my parents' house, like not a worry. Like I can do that without having to spend an hour in the back of a Walmart parking lot. Not that I'm bitter.
I don't want to address this tonight, but I do want to know, like, in what sequence does Starbucks, IKEA, and Cracker Barrel go together?
Panera. I said Starbucks, Panera, and Cracker Barrel. They're all places where you can
You
spend.
said Cracker Barrel again.
Yes.
How are you interested? I'm not gonna.
I like the cheesy potatoes. I'm just gonna put that out there. And the apples, like those are my favorite. Jonathan, my husband, will not go to a Cracker Barrel, not even a little bit. But I'm like, but the apples, the fried apples, and the cheesy potatoes, and he's like, no. But I'm just talking about, so like road trips as a kid, like going from Indiana down to Florida, like we stopped at every Cracker Barrel along the way, and we spent an hour at least, because it takes a half an hour to get a table there. So I'm thinking, where can you go and spend enough time to be able to get your vehicle up to a charge without like, let me like check my email for the millionth time while I'm sitting in the back of a Walmart parking lot charging. No, go to Panera, like play their little stupid crossover triangle game and try to get to one, go to Starbucks, log on to their Wi-Fi, wait for a half an hour to get your coffee. And by the time you're done, he probably is a little scared of the store. I'm just thinking of places where people can go and spend time. And Cracker Barrel is very, very top of mind, because like I just remember doing that on road trips as a kid.
I know
Cracker Barrel wins.
I know you really well.
Lots
and
of comments about the positivity of Cracker Barrel. Have you never been to a Cracker Barrel?
I have been to many Cracker Barrels, and to me,
do you not agree about the win of a Cracker Barrel charging station?
I don't want to lose all our subscribers. I love a good Cracker Barrel.
We just went up. People are watching now because we're
But I'm going to say that Cracker Barrel is like an upscale redneck
you want
place.
A charging station at Cracker Barrel. I'm just going to say that. Cracker
me,
Barrel, Cracker Barrel.
If IHOP is full, Cracker Barrel's right there.
Cracker Barrel, Cracker Barrel, Cracker Barrel. Waffle House. I'll even say it. Awful Waffle, as we
you
like.
Waffle. Yes, Elliot's like Waffle House is better. You do Waffle House?
Awful Waffle. I would totally do that. I mean, sure. Just places people are going to spend time. It's not in the back of a Walmart parking lot. I hate to break it to you.
I try not to go to Walmart. I spend the $10 out there. That's the problem with EV charging.
Because it takes you 3 hours to get there. So of course you're going to spend $100.
Because I'm walking around Walmart going, oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like this. And all of a sudden you have $100 because Walmart's easy to spend $100.
Yeah. And again, you go like once every 3 months.
Cracker Barrel is just a diner like Denny's, but better. It is. It's just, yeah.
Cracker Barrel, hit the like button. I'm telling you, that is the next wave of chargers that need to go in, because you can put them all the way back in the lot and people will walk to sit on that rocking chair on the porch of a Cracker Barrel while they are charging. It is trash food. I'm totally cool with that. But still, where people are going to spend time. Cracker Barrel.
Oh my goodness. I never thought we'd have a live stream.
Okay, Todd, you cannot spend time in the back in KFC. I'm just going to say that. You can't. No Wi-Fi, to the best of my knowledge. And like you go in, you pick up your stuff and you leave.
ATC Exchange wants to know, we ain't got no Cracker Barrel around here, but how does a crack house count?
No. That's all I got on that. No.
All right. I think that's all for tonight. We're going to end on the Cracker Barrel note. Again, Jill, 5 foot wonder, runs marathons, eats like a bird, and
ran 5 miles today. I do not eat like a bird. Thank you.
Like a bird. You do. I've been around you a lot. You eat like a bird.
Okay. Where's the photo of us at Owl's Beef when you need it? That was not me eating like a bird.
That is true. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, Elliot's got the closer. Not to make assumptions, but aren't most Cracker Barrel customers interested in EVs? But yeah, no, I don't think so. Jill gets Cracker Barrel as a sponsor of the channel. I'm all about that. Send me the money. Pay us the money. I'm all about that. People think we make millions of dollars. Guess what? Newsflash. We don't. All right. Let's move on. We have a live stream tomorrow night. Not tomorrow, but next week.
Like tomorrow? I know.
I'm still talking about Cracker Barrel. So next week we'll have a live stream. The week after, I think I'll be gone. I might be spending some time in Florida with my dad and my brother, so sorry for that. And then Jill and I will be in person in Chicago. So look for the videos coming out soon on.
So when is our next live stream? I totally was not paying. I was looking at the Cracker Barrel comments. What was the end of that story?
I'm looking at my. Let me have a calendar. So I know we have next week's live stream, and then we have 2 more. We have 2 more. Then we'll be 2 more than in February.
Okay.
That's kind of what's going on, because I'm not going to do anything in Florida because I'm going to enjoy my time and not be at Cracker
Does that mean
Barrel.
that I can like go to Florida and not do anything too?
I guess you could. I don't know. We're going fishing and golfing.
Are you going to go to Cracker Barrel though?
Probably not.
You should. You should totally go to Cracker Barrel.
Todd, that's her sister on the wall behind her.
No, that's actually my sister behind me.
I was gonna say that the sister, the character is her sister. So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we got for tonight. Thank you for being a fan of the channel. Thank you for being part of what's going on here. I really do appreciate all of your views and comments. We do read them. And
I may answer back sometimes, especially if you're mean.
We respond as best we can. Don't be mean. It's just dumb. We're gonna respond. I love the people that are like, I commented, then you comment back like, "Oh, I don't hate your channel. I was saying this about this thing," and I'm like, "You don't think I read the comments?"
100%. You know what we should do at some point when we don't have a topic to talk about? We should go through and pick out some of our favorite comments on stories and YouTube that people have left for us. Mine would probably be a couple that were on that the EV post. I think somebody called me a dumb bitch, but I feel like we should read some of our favorite comments. I think that would be a good. There's a slow news week.
I think actually we talked about doing this outtakes. I think we should do the 2023 yearly comments, like the last live stream of the year, and just go through them. We should start saving those in a folder somewhere.
Okay.
We're kind of organized like that sometimes.
No, we're not. Wait, I am. You're not.
Hey, I got some organizational skills somewhere. And yeah. All right, moving on. We're gonna end this live stream.
Oh, again, April 1st. That's a good suggestion, Gene.
Oh yeah, April 1st.
Do it on April 1st.
Okay, I will save comments, but we'll go through them. I have some on my Facebook because sometimes I share them because I think it's funny.
And yes, Brian D, it is a favorite. I love it when people like to say things like that, especially when they're grammatically incorrect and accuse me of being grammatically incorrect, and then I have to edit their comment. That makes me laugh.
Sorry. Oh, go on Jill's TikTok. No holds barred. All right, moving on. That's it. That's all we got tonight. I'm gonna go sit in my recliner and relax. As always, thanks for watching. We will see you down the road.